Hey there, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4, no step back, going for the Romanovs' last laugh. Achievement as a provisional Russian government, which hopefully won't be provisional for too much longer, but yeah. So the Germans just canceled their non-aggression pact with me, which means we all know that they're about to go and try to take down Poland, and then they're going to be attacking me. I am fortifying up this river the best that I can. I'm reorganizing my army a little bit. So I just watched a video by another YouTuber called Bittersteel, who, by the way, does really good content. I'd recommend him a lot. Anyway, I found out that apparently he also went for this achievement, and something he did that I think was potentially pretty clever is to pull his armor back so they're not on the very front lines where they're sucking up a lot of supply, but in a position to rush in and fill gaps using their armor if needed. So it kind of reduces the amount of damage they'll be taking, the number of attrition, lost tanks, and not soaking up supply for anyone else. You're still fighting at full strength, but they're a quick plug if something gets hit, especially at some of these bridges. Otherwise, we've actually followed a fairly similar strategy on a lot of this. I'm sort of surprised, but only a few differences so far. Anyway, actually, I'll bet you that's where a lot of the written guides that I read actually came from. We're probably watching his video now that I think about it. Oh, that would make sense. This is a smart guy. Anyway, so we're working on reformalizing the role of the Patriarchate, which is going to reduce that consumer goods. Debatably, this might have been worth going for even sooner so I could have more factories building up more factories, but I feel pretty good about the industrial path that we did take. Now we can decide, do we want to do the return of the ROCOR, which allows for Metropolitan Anastasy to become available as an advisor. Which one is that, and do we care? This one. Manpower. In the event I have an emergency with manpower, maybe I'd consider that. In the meantime, we can have people come back from exile. The return of the Tsar event. Yeah. Is it worth doing that now, or is there something else we'd rather be doing? I mean, I still obviously haven't been doing a lot of stuff with some industrial and military research focuses over here. I have not gone for any of the air superiority stuff that I would really like to have. We could go for some more factories and a research slot, right? There's a lot of things that we need to do. That said, I'll tell you what, I think going for an extra 15% political power right when we're about to go to war, so I hopefully will have enough political power to quickly get things like war economy going, could actually be pretty good. Let's make sure all these troops are getting trained up nicely. Make sure that everyone is ready. Most people should already be. How are we doing as far as equipment? I think the one thing we're really lacking right now is still artillery, but we are slowly building that back up. We got a handful of fighters. Got over 1,000. It's not enough, but it's some. Belgium only now capitulates? Wait a minute. How did you get down Paris? You didn't go through the Low Countries? Did they blast through the frickin' Maginot Line? That actually scares me. Germans that can blast through a Maginot, oh god. That ain't good. Alright, well, I really hope that isn't what happened. Let's see, as far as support companies and stuff, I'm not making use of most of these still. Let's go ahead and get that extra defense and breakthrough with some support weapons. This should be done really quick. And will give me a pretty nice stat boost across the board. The Germans are starting to form on my line, which we knew was going to happen. They broke that non-aggression pact, which means that the peace treaty is going to be ending up pretty soon, and they will be able to attack me. Not much longer on that. I mean, we got a pretty decent number of troops on the front line. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's not bad exactly. I'm going to go ahead and start training up a whole bunch more defensive divisions, though. Like a whole new army of them. These guys, specifically because they don't take anywhere near as much artillery as the other guys that I have been building up instead, the 27 wits. I'd rather at least have some more 18 wits on the field that can entrench. Right? Which, by the way, that entrenchment value appears to have gone up to 7 thanks to the engineering company, so it's getting a little bit better. How are we doing as far as, like, tree sources? For the most part, pretty solid. We don't really need to be developing anything out right now. Although getting extra oil and fuel in general would be nice. I'd still like to know why, for some reason, I've been denied getting any of the upgrades to my foreign experts here. I didn't think you had to do any of these first, but maybe you do. Maybe you're supposed to do these before you do. I don't know. State reserves, resource gain efficiency 10%. Wow. Not better than any of the other stuff that I'm currently working on, but I mean, it's a thing. German pressure toward the Benelux. Yeah. How have you not... Oh. You haven't even declared on the Netherlands. There they are. I don't know what Germany's been doing this game, a bit weird. They're justifying on us. Oh, and the UK is no longer guaranteeing my independence. Guess what? I don't even need it because you're fighting the Germans anyway, so what good is it gonna do? But the second they saw the Germans justifying on the Russia, they're like, Nope, we're not getting, no, we don't want to get involved in that one. I don't blame them. I'm just a little bit disappointed in them. I am gonna want a freaking ton of trucks. The reason being, once we see that the Germans are starting to burn down, I want to start training up some motorized divisions with that motorized artillery, because they worked so well last time for cheap. I want to use those. I want to use those real bad. Hey, by the way, do we have enough tanks at this point to start... Oh, we should get some upgrades here. To start swapping out some medium tanks here and there. Not quite. Getting close, though. If we did that, we'd be looking at some minor stat improvements, very minor. And if we can free up some of those light tanks, I could start tossing those onto my infantry to get some mini Space Marines in the form of the Armored Recon. That could be pretty nice. Could start getting some extra air superiority and stuff. I wonder if Ace Generation actually makes any sense. Does it? Probably not, right? More experience would be great. I'm gonna do it. Little worried that we shouldn't be doing that with our political power at a time when I need to increase my conscription law and stuff, but we'll go with it. We've almost finished building up the only supply hub left in order to have full green across the board. We should just double check that's true. Yeah, we've got pretty good looking supply right now. As far as our railroads are concerned, this is already level 3. We're gonna need to upgrade you to level 3. I think it's time to start working on fort upgrades rather than factories. Because we're gonna get attacked soon. How else are we looking over here? We still are using level 2 supply in a lot of these locations. A little worried about that. There goes the Netherlands. Yeah, this is the scary part. This is the really scary part. This is where it all goes wrong. There goes China, finally. All right, so Japan has taken that down. That's good for them, I guess. Communist China's still trying hard, though. They're going for it. Although they apparently have given up. So with China gone, you guys all just abandon the rest of China. Got it. Well, at least Japan is already fighting the Allies, but the Allies don't have the the USA yet. They need that. There's the infantry equipment. That extra soft attack a little bit early will be helpful. We could go for things like reconnaissance if I have enough support equipment. Could start getting the close air support, but I don't have the production to justify it yet. This is a bit ahead of time, but the extra construction speed could be nice. We're gonna try for it. Yeah, I think it's just time to start preparing nothing but static defenses. So you're gonna have a lot of fun garrisoning all of Romania, Poland, and stuff. Have fun with that one. That'll be great for you. Rocket artillery. Tempting, but also, no. More production efficiency cap? It's 100% boosts. We should do it. It's only 115 days overall. I've got pretty decent factory output. Plus 70% factory output is actually really not bad. We're actually almost at the 200 factories that most people consider to be kind of the point where you start like really exploding exponentially and no one can stop you anymore. Like, we're getting close to that point. We can start producing less light tanks in favor of maybe... I guess right now it's still all about getting more artillery, isn't it? Boo. But yeah, all right, so there's that. The return of the Tsar! The injustice visited upon our nation decades ago has now at last been undone in a befittingly grand and pompous ceremony within the Dormitian Cathedral. Grand Duke Vladimir Kirillovich was crowned Tsar Vladimir I to the unbridled elation of the crowds. From here, the Tsar made it his first act to lead a procession out of the gates of the Kremlin, greeting the jubilant masses and attending the impressive military marches in his honor personally. In a magnificent speech, the new Tsar extolled the virtues of the Russian people and vowed once again to lead the nation on a path of reattaining its former glory. All right, we have a new leader. Instead of this whole provisional government, which, by the way, sucks, right before the war we get this guy, war support, resistance growth in states occupied by the enemy, and less garrisons required, boom. Then we can go for things like the coronation. But now, we is Green Russia. As it should be. Ooh, nice flag too, that's great. Okay, so with all that, we could go down the Romanov reconstruction, which gets even more weekly stability. I'll be honest, as nice as this is, I don't think that I need it right now. Of course, unless we decided to go down this direction instead, which would be interesting, but no. Experts in camouflage, max entrenchment +5? I need the research slots so badly, though. I've ignored it for so long. But we need this, too. We need this. It's only 35 days. On the off chance the Germans declare war on me on any minute and within a month are on my front door, I'm gonna be glad that we got like a 60% boost in my entrenchment. After nearly 3 decades ruled by the Bolsheviks, Russia today saw a return to Tsardom with the coronation of Tsar Vladimir I in a grand ceremony. Bada 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 boom, baby! Okay, so, using my leftover political power, I think we hold on to as much as we can. I will use it for 2 things. 1, conscription. 2, war economy. 3, sabotaging the railroads of all of this and buying as much time as possible at the expense of the Germans. It's my only hope. Upgrades to radar? I think it may be time to go for things like... I want to go for atomic research, but it's hard to justify that. Really hard to justify that. We probably should be getting some upgrades to support companies and stuff. Recon? We haven't been using recon so far, like at all. Trying to think carefully, since we only have the 3 research slots, what do? We could go for another upgrade to things like radar, which would increase my coordination a little bit further, not to mention we would get extra visibility for all of his planes to shoot them down, but meh. I think it's might be... This is still too far ahead of time to justify. No. Recon? Recon. If we can get the support equipment together, which we actually have a fair bit to work with, we could probably start getting some upgrades. Recon upgrades with the armored recon would be awesome. It gets us better movement in all these different terrain types, which can be nice, especially for offensive divisions. But reconnaissance increases the likelihood of you using good tactics to counter their tactics, so it can give you some pretty crucial combat boosts. That said, I don't know. At least before... There's the Axis. Thank you, Bulgaria, for not screwing me over on that one. There was a time, before No Step Back, where I think most people agreed that recon was kind of useless, just a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know how people feel about it nowadays, but I still would love to get the updates to my doctrines, by the way. But I'm trying to make use of the fact that we right now have a minimum training level reduced, which is basically increasing the speed at which I'm training up my new troops. So we can hopefully get some more defenses holding on to these key points along the river. And or have some people in a position to react in the event that we find they are breaking through. Why do we have too many units over here? I don't know, but we do. You guys are going to head down over here and ensure that we hold on to Istanbul. Maybe? Let's try that. My motorized divisions, by the way, I'm pretty sure are very weak. Yes, they are. We need to get stuff over here. We can get engineers, we can get maintenance, we can get support artillery. That at least is a stat boost across the board for my tank divisions. Of course, I'm still pretty low on artillery, but that's not a lot of artillery required. Somehow I ran out of light tanks. I'm not sure how that happened, but we did. We should be producing enough artillery. We'll be back in the green in just a little bit. We have a handful of medium tanks. I can start swapping those out. We're getting a pretty good amount of anti-air, but I think I'm going to need more. Let's place one more factory there. A few more factories on infantry equipment, because upgrades here would actually be pretty significant for me. And for the tank division, we can swap you out for a medium tank now, and we should have just about enough. And that's a stat boost. Not to mention, I think we get extra hardness value and stuff out of all that too, plus just better armor. It's still probably not enough to overcome any anti-tank that they have, but it's something. And it frees up those light tanks. So now we should see that we have a surplus. Whoop! And there it is. Third 5-year plan disrupted. All right, every national focus is gone. There's the war. All right, so we actually have a lot of light tanks all of a sudden. I don't need too many in order to be able to toss this stuff on over here. Okay, I need 1,500. Never mind. What is this? A faction? I mean... Here's the only reason I'm going to decline for now. I think that if we fought this and we took over Hungary, we'd start liberating their territory if we're part of the Allies. Free France wants military access. Sure. Italy has joined in on this war. Can we kick them the heck out of here right now? We'll see. Over here, I'm going to Scorched Earth. Say goodbye to all your railways, man. And I mean all of it. Boom. 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 Have fun. It's going to take them a while to repair all of this. But hopefully this slows down their advance in a big way and at least denies them a lot of supply. At the cost of, yeah, some political power, but that's probably fine. Boom to all of that as well. Boom shakalaka. More troops are on the way. Slovakia's been called in. Don't care. Military access from the UK. Yeah, I'm okay with that, I think. Sure, we can do that. We're not winning this fight. But we will if I can win across over here. Not winning in roads. These guys are now getting in a position where they're going to start taking over this island over here. This is going to be a problem. I just need to prevent the Italians from getting very far. Let's move a couple extras down over here. And we can't win this fight worth anything. Why is my naval penalty? Yeah. Alright, forget it. The new goal then is just to hold them back. I don't see us winning this very easily. Gosh, the Germans are sending tanks. Alright, so we're gonna lose a lot of ground here, but we got that experts in camouflage just in time. Here comes desperate measures, which is gonna get me mobilization speed, training time reduction, and minimum training level, as well as some great patriotic wars. Let's go ahead and pick that up. We can start working on the lessons of war thing, which is gonna be nice, I think. Yeah, extra organization, experience gain, experienced soldier losses would be nice. Adaptable armies. Yeah, a lot of different military focuses that we'll be able to get. I like, by the way, that this is the glory of the Imperial Army now. That's pretty fun. But yeah, I think this is the right call. So we're looking good on that front. Order 227 has to complete lessons of war first and have mostly a surrendered. Look at all these non-aggression pacts from the Allies. Tell you what, if you let me have Hungary, yeah, that's fine with me. I'm really concerned we're going to have to fight against the Allies now. I'm really concerned about that. All right, here come the German advance. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, have fun with the Poles. That's no longer going to be an issue for me from a occupied territory perspective. My war support is very high because we're in a defensive war. That's good. How are we doing as far as construction? A lot of things blown up. Yeah, it's because it was intentional. It was intentional. It was deliberate. Anti-air base aircraft and stuff could be nice. There's at least a couple places where I'd like to have some of that. Not there, though. I think they're going to take over Kiev, and it's not going to help me. All right. This isn't a high priority. Speaking of Air Force, where is our Air Force? Hi, you guys. Right. So we need to get a bunch of fighters. I'll say 800 for now. These guys are all just relics. They're not going to do me a lot of good. Let's go ahead and redeploy all this. I need to go on some interception missions. So you guys are going to go on interception up here. Nope, that's not the right spot. I need to be a little bit wary of where we place them, because these guys could lose their ground pretty quick. Over here seems reasonable, and then a couple more down over here seems okay. So we'll have some interception zones. Not exactly air superiority, but hopefully at least prevents their bombers from getting too involved. That said, I'm fully expecting many thousands of fighters to descend upon me in a minute. Many thousands. We have at least a handful of extras that we can still send back. Hang on, we can send out more. Not necessarily upgraded fighters, but I'll take what I can get. And then we'll defend up here in Belarus. And then I guess we can try placing another air wing right here. A couple hundred or so. We'll have to do. You're going to do interception up here as well. And we'll split you guys up just so that they're all in 100 wing increments in case that ends up making a difference in some way with our air combat width. All right, and you guys split up and there you go. All right, so we have as many interception jobs as I'm able to run. The Germans are approaching like a giant, terrifying black wave of death. Oh gosh, look who is sending a whole bunch of troops over here to Anatolia. Oh, the UK landed. Hi, UK! That's great. Let's send some extra reinforcements over here, just in case. Yeah, they can exhaust themselves over here as much as they want. That's fine. I am worried about this. So we'll have some extra troops sitting up here by Istanbul. It's good defensive territory, I'll give it that. If we wanted to, technically, build a fort or two up here, we could. At least until the UK can do some naval invasions or something, you know? Alright, so we'll start working on those. We're working on military factories, but to be honest, I don't think that's a top priority. What we can do now is start literally building just forts across the board. Everywhere, in case they decide, forget the bridges, it is easier to cross the river itself. And I want to have as many stacking bonuses on that as possible. So that's what we're going to shoot for. The railroads are a low priority. There we go. We should be able to build most of this up pretty fast. Forts are quick. Why is this not building? Is Bursa under attack? It must be under attack over here. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, that's why. It's fine, though. It's fine. Yeah, they're trying to make some pushes. It's not costing me too much, though, to hold them back. Yeah, we're losing, like, nothing in the terms of organization, and they're losing a lot. All right, war economy time? Yep. That's going to give me even more factories I can work with. Never mind, for some reason it did not give me much in the way of civilian factories. All right, either way, we'll be able to construct our military factories even faster now. Conscription law we'll work on in a little bit. Desperate measures, mobilization speed will be nice when we do the conscription law. How are we doing logistically speaking? We're doing pretty well. Medium tanks, it's going to take me a while to build these up. I need a lot more light tanks if I'm going to get the armored recon for some armor value, though to be honest, the Germans probably have a lot of piercing. I've noticed they start investing a lot more in anti-tank. We'll see. Here comes the desperate measures. Lessons of war we still can't do for a while. This is going to take a year. Penal battalions? Nah. Adaptable army? I think we ignore all of that for the moment. Weekly stability would actually be kind of helpful. But I think instead we're going to go ahead and start working on getting that research slot so I can start getting some other upgrades. You guys are all here. Hi, how you doing? We don't have very many commanders. We'll get a new one, and you are primarily here to do convoy raiding. No, strike force in the Black Sea if anything gets detected. Please tell me that the UK is going to do something really useful. I really need the UK to win and live and survive in Africa, please. All right, the Germans are almost here. It'll be like a wave upon the rocks. Norway is gone. Bye. It was nice knowing you. They're over here now. They're just staring at me. Menacingly. Uh-huh. Raise factory worker militias. We could do this in a few locations, but I don't often find them to be worth it unless it's in territory where you're already going to lose everything. Yeah, ignore that for the moment. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy, oh, lordy, oh, lordy. All right, maybe it's... Is it time to switch up to doctrines to get that 10% extra soft attack? It might be. We're not getting any benefit from mass assault doctrine yet. Here they come. They're filling up against the rivers. They're going to see that I have a lot of troops sitting here, especially at the bridges. And especially right here, too. This is where I know we're in a lot of danger. They're trying to attack over here. They're doing a little probe. We've got some pretty solid soft attack and defense. He's going to be taking huge amounts of damage right here. That's a lot more soft attack than his defense. We do like 4 times damage for every 1 soft attack above their breakthrough value. Not to mention we are taking minimal damage thanks to our defense. Here comes another probing attack. Not going to go very far. Good. I just need to see green across the board for a while. A whole new defensive army arrives just in time. All right, tanks go here. You guys go here. New general, please. You'll do. Even if you are a little field marshal. Oh, can we stop with the training thing, please? I just realized we have units training, and we probably shouldn't. Where do we think that they're going to hit us the hardest, though? Let's change your color to be this color. I'm going to create a couple of spare fallback lines just to send in extra infantry in the event that we're in trouble. Kind of like we're doing with the tanks. Same concept, just executed a little differently. Okay, I can't quite grab the side that I want. There we go. I want to make sure that we're sending these guys to the right spot. Okay, and then we'll take a bunch of you. Assign you here. And then bring you back down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish will go here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish will go here. And then the rest... Nope, we can send at least 1 more up here. Okay. So that's a bunch of backup divisions being sent just for the purpose of sending in defenses. I'd love to have them on the front line and entrench. It really depends. We can see that the Germans have brought rail guns to use against me, and they are trying to attack across the river. But that's a pretty huge river crossing penalty. Minus 60% for them is huge. It is interesting that they're not sending a lot of troops up over this direction. They don't seem interested in that. They do, I think, seem interested in over here, but we'll see. How are we doing over this direction? The Italians have a lot of units that they have sent over here. These guys have very low organization. Can we punish that? The answer is yes, but also no. My supply is not great for this. No, I think we just hold our ground. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy, Pravus. Just hold, hold, hold. This is where I've drawn a line in the sand. Not 1 step back, do you hear me? Not 1! Oh, look at that. Yeah, as was expected, they've got themselves here, they got themselves a lot of air superiority here. Not as many as I thought, actually. That's just a few hundred fighters. I was expecting a lot worse than that. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Doing good. Okay. So far, everything's going exactly according to plan. That's a lot of green. Whoop, hello. Okay, they're trying to attack me over here. Tell you what, we go ahead and send a quick couple of... Okay, they're kind of moving. I need to make sure they move in the right direction so they don't get pinned. But we'll send a couple extra guys over here. There's developing of the Urals done. Eastern development and then research slot. I think so. Here comes the infantry. We're going to be able to hold this, I hope. Come on. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Don't lose that. Ugh. Time to send in the tanks. Ace pilots. Okay. I mean, that's actually pretty good for me. Where? Well, I guess I'll take you then. Go for it. Have fun. Research done for something. I forgot what, though, already. I think it was the extra production here, so that's nice. It is almost 1941. Probably time to go for some extra artillery power. We are getting hit kind of hard over here. Wasn't expecting it to be that rough. We did finish, like, all of the forts, which actually really surprises me. So I'm going to go ahead and start investing in even more forts across the board. I don't want our defense to be so high that the Germans refuse to attack me ever again, because I want them to take their losses. But at the same time, I want them to be high enough that there's no way in heck they make any progress. Okay, see, we're holding this okay now all of a sudden. My defense is still not outstanding because they have that air superiority, and their close air support is going to be hurting. No doubt. I think it's time to go to the doctrines and say, let's swap over to superior firepower for just straight out soft attack. We're going to lose reinforce rate, but that's it. Yes, I know what I'm doing, and then we'll go for 10 extra organization on all leg infantry. Which means our ability to defend should just have gone up by a pretty hefty amount. That's a lot of extra organization. So now we just sit back and watch these points and make sure, for the love of God, that we do not lose this. I am training up even more defensive armies. Equipment-wise, we're set. All is well. Medium tanks is going to be a while before we have enough to make a difference. That's fine, though. That's a lot of green across the board, except for over here. Okay, see, they're finding little areas to break through here, which is scaring me. I can't allow that. That's dangerous. It's time to go for the extra factory output. I'm very worried about this. Why are you doing so well over here? It's your tanks. It's because they have 2 tanks over here that are attacking. 3, actually. This is the spot that scares me the most. Now we're holding it. Get back in here. Get that organization up. Now we're holding. Okay, fine, fine. So far, good. Yeah, watch out for those tanks, dude. I really want to have anti-air. I think it's time to take, let's say, all of my defensive infantry and give them some anti-air, which will give them air attack so it counters their air superiority to a degree. I don't have enough, though. Is it cheaper to put it on all of these guys? Can I fight at full strength if I did it here? Almost. I think I'd rather put it on these guys. So let's do it. So we're going to start rolling out all that anti-air. I don't have enough yet, but that's fine. It's going to start reducing the impact of their air superiority at least a bit. Make it just a little bit easier. I still don't have recon companies on pretty much everybody, but, you know, that's fine, I'm sure. Resources, no. More anti-air attack? Maybe. Still only 1941. Logistics we don't need. I guess, yeah, we go for some extra anti-air stats. The upgrades to artillery will be great. I like that we have seen that we are so far warding off the Germans. I do think that I need to get another fallback line right here and move at least a couple of troops over here just in case, because we're seeing that this is a vulnerable point. Where are your other tanks? They're in that corner. There's one here. And that's mostly it. We have a bit of danger over here because apparently my supply is having issues. Hold up, why? Tell you what, first off, everyone is set to motorization priority, right? It should be. Yes, everyone is now set to that, so that's fine. I'm worried about supply over here. What's wrong with this? No convoys, supply fulfillment have halted. Did they blow up some of my trains? Any repairs on trains? No. No, I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. Well. Wait. There's the problem. We do not have a train here. Top priority. We found it. Okay, that's the problem. I didn't realize this was the only junction. Right. Okay, yes, that is a problem. Fix, please. We should not have the same issue there. Okay, so yeah, this is a dangerous issue. We need to get that fixed ASAP. But we should be able to build that out pretty quick. Top priority. Let's see, that finishes in, yeah, just a few days. It's pretty quick for us to lay down some extra rail. In the meantime, though, this is definitely an area where they're going to want to attack me. We're going to sneak along this way and send some reinforcements, trying not to get caught in other fights. So far, so good. Green, having problems here. Okay, let's get a couple of extra reinforcements. Pull you back like this. There we go. Okay, just getting a few extra infantry. They're attacking from several directions at once, which is why we're having issues. Time to send in the tanks, I think. For the little bit of extra armor. All of you guys getting back over here. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Hold it, hold it, hold it! Crap. Okay, hold on. Not the end of the world, but really bad. We need to prioritize some forts there. This is where? Is this Vitebsk? No, this is Chernigov. Okay, we need to get some forts set up over here, at least until I can figure out what the heck we're going to do about these guys. Some of them are pulling back, but not all. We can try to counterattack this and take it back. I don't see that going great, though. Especially since we kind of built a fort for them, and now we have a river crossing penalty. That said, I don't know, maybe. Maybe we can do something here. Just have to be careful not to lose ground while we're doing it. Okay, we held off over here, fine. Still green across the board. How much are they losing, out of curiosity? So far, I have lost 46,000. They've lost 1 million men. Now, granted, it's wrapping in the allies, but you get the idea. I just realized we're way over our time. Okay, I need to end this video here. So far, with one exception and a broken line, everything is kind of going according to plan. Mostly. I've got to find a way to get this back, and there's a good chance we'll pull that off, despite the fact that they have significantly higher defense value than I do. Maybe if I send the tanks. I don't know. We can sure as heck try, but yeah, we've got to take that back and hold on to the river, of course. But for the most part, we're holding our ground really well. Mostly really good. If we can finish up another level of forts, it's even better. Then I can focus my efforts on, once again, building out a military that will hopefully beat down the Germans once we see that they are exhausted. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.